I collect a variety of things. I started collecting comic books when I was a teenager. I switched over to books, and then I had a brief period where I was collecting records and music. And then most recently, I have been collecting vintage Breweryana, beer trays, labels, smalls, bottles, those kinds of things from the early days of beer production, going back to late 1800s, early 1900s, all the way through the 30s and 40s. The hunt is what most people would tell you is the most fun. It's not the getting of something or the having of something, it's usually finding it, maybe haggling over the price, getting a good price on something. It's always very exciting when you find something, what we call in the wild, so to speak, maybe not in someone's collection, but at an antique store or a thrift shop. Those kinds of things happen very rarely because with the advent of all the TV shows about collecting and American Pickers and Storage Wars and all that stuff. Frankly, there's a lot of stuff has been picked over. A lot of people have found the things that are out there to be found, but there's still stuff turns up from time to time. So always good to acquire something new, and especially if there's something that you've been hunting for your collection or something that's especially cool or novel to add to your collection. It's pretty exciting. Collecting can be very profitable if you know what you're doing. Usually the educational part of collecting, learning what's valuable, what the values are, what's rare, what's not, and buying items in top quality condition often means that if something gets into your collection at the right price or decent price, fair price, if you hold on to it for a while, say 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, it's going to be worth more by the time you're done with it. The thing is, typically with older stuff, not so much with new collectibles, Beanie Babies and those kinds of things didn't hold their value, proved to be a poor investment. Other things tend to be good investments. Things that happen before the advent of mass production don't get created that same way. They're much more high quality, much more difficult to produce, and much more difficult to fake or to make reproductions of. So it can be profitable if you know what you're doing, but it is an education. You have to learn a lot about the thing you're wanting to collect and the hobby. And most of us don't get into it to make money per se. We get into it because we like the collecting, but it's always nice to turn a profit on something if you have to ultimately sell it. And try to collect what you love. If you have interest in it and passion in it, then I think you'll take the time to learn and do a good job.